Oh, I'm very honored. I have said to my friends, I'm also very surprised. I'm looking around to all my friends who somehow put my name in this hat, because we have so many, who should be receiving this honor. I want to thank my sister tribe's singers, the Port Gamble Squallums. I'm very honored by the song and the honoring song. It's been a fun journey for me. My wife, as I was walking up, reminded me that American Indian tribes in our community has always been Forterra. We've been historically for the land, for preservation of the land, protection of it. In our culture, in our religious practices and traditions, protection of the environment, all that has been given to us must be protected. For me, as a leader from my tribe, it's always been about balance. We know that we live in a very beautiful, gorgeous part of our country, and we want to protect it. We know more and more people are coming into this territory. So the issue is, how do we balance it? As I listen to the presentations about how do we balance the growth of the cities, the growth of the towns, the growth of our communities, how do we protect our timber and timber practices, the farming lands and the farming practices, and for we in Indian communities, how do we protect the salmon, the wildlife, the bird life that is so important to our culture? And it's about balance. I've always learned that there's lots of special interests that are concerned. And one of the great concerns in our current environment, in our current era, is about liability. People are always being worried about liability. And so my view is as we get into these dialogues with governmental officials, with private owners, or other interested parties and stakeholders with regard to protecting the environment, restoring the rivers, restoring the riparian zones, protecting the way of life that is important to us, how do we bridge that gap? And so often we can come into a room and we can feel like we're miles apart, 180 degrees, and can't seem to come to terms. We do flybys on the same language, parties separated by the same language. We interpret words differently. And so how do we bridge it? And I firmly believe we bridge it by being patient, listening, making sure our colleagues and our counterparts understand we understand that there's a way how we can do it, not why not. How can you do it? How can you get it done? There's always a way. And it's about leadership. It's about stepping up. I can tell you many examples that we have at Jamestown where we've stepped up. We'll take on that liability. We'll take on that risk. It's for our future. And we in our Indian communities, it's about the 7 generations. And I know that here in Washington State and the Northwest, it's about the 7 generations. We are going to grow, and we are going to grow in harmony and in balance. Let's protect the environment. The salmon, the wildlife, is who we are in the Northwest. It's a part of who we are. It's so ingrained in our cultures, and we are a partner in that process. I'm very honored. Thank you very much.